towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Rise and shine, Campbells. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub, rubber dub in the hot tub, rubber dub and me. Should I get in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Should I get in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet? Yeah. Well.
Good morning, Wildcat. How you doing, buddy?
I feel a lot better now.
Oh, you looking good, man. Looking good. In here working hard this morning.
I look good for a guy who turned, I forget how old I am today. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes, we brought in
Special vocalist.
Jeremy, Tommy. We all made it for just you. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I knew it was your birthday. That's the reason we brought it in, as far as you know.
That's why you brought that pudding in?
Did you have a good bread pudding, by the way?
What number is this?
I think it's 6.
Uh-oh.
That says born in 58. I don't know. Somebody out there do the math and call us.
You're 66.
Yeah.
66 years. He's still a baby.
Young man.
66.
Young man. That's right.
Jeremy, what are you, 46?
7.
47. 47 years old. Tommy, 60. Looks good.
68.
68. Looking really good. Married young. I got to tell you what. I saw some pictures of both of you guys' wives. Beautiful ladies. Sweet ladies. Y'all knocked it out of the ballpark. I got to tell you that. And speaking of that.
Hey, Coach, you didn't do so bad yourself, you know. Julie's a pretty hot woman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but then again, you get usually what you're equal to, or more. So, you know, I know that.
Some of us just get lucky.
But Tommy, what did you and Louise? What did y'all do for Valentine's? Y'all been together a long time.
We ate out. We had my granddaughter yesterday, Addison.
Good. Yeah.
So we was hanging out with her, and we actually made a lemon meringue pie last night. She likes to bake, so we did that, and then went out and ate.
Good job. Good job. So you and Louise had a good time.
And I watched our on TV our Ash Wednesday service.
Wednesday night service. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, we've got him right here. The man, the guy from the Montgomery Legend.
What did we do for Ash Wednesday?
Yes, what did you do?
Because it wasn't Valentine's Day.
Explain, man, talk about that. That's
Well, you know, it starts the season of Lent, so one of those weird quirks in the calendar that's only going to happen one more time this century, where Ash Wednesday and Valentine's Day fall on the same day. And so I was able to get my wife an $8 plate at the church, and you know, it was brisket, and it was good. It was cheap, and then
was it catered?
No, we actually cooked it in house.
Cool.
You know, it was really good there. Okay. And then, you know, we get to remind 300, 400 people we're all mortals and we're gonna die. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Good job, Jeremy. That was great. That was uplifting.
That's motivational speaking right there at its best.
All feeling better.
What did you do, Wildcat? Did you and your wife do anything?
No, she works too hard. I mean, she had to get up early and stay late because of meetings at the hospital. And so.
Yeah, well, good. We had a good one. We had a good time. My best was.
I made her a bubble bath.
Oh, you're so sweet. We went and saw the grandchildren last night, and they got the baby's room fixed up, ready to go. It looks really good. But saw the girls, took them over there, had a good time with them. But really good time last night, no doubt about that. Hope everybody had a great Valentine's. And now the question to my two special guests right here. I love Thursdays because I get Tommy in here. Tommy's one of the best I've ever seen, the best county athletic director I've ever been around. 23-year legend here in Bay County. Great to have him here this morning. Tommy, what did you think about the Super Bowl? Were you happy who won? Did you think it was a good game? And what did you think about the halftime show?
First of all, I watched the entire. I have never watched the entire professional game.
Same thing.
But it looked when San Francisco started out that first half, I said, "Well, God, they're gonna they got this game won, and then second half came around and Kansas City changed some things on them and came back and beat them. But in the halftime show, it was interesting. I told someone, I don't see how that guy remembered all his dance steps through that whole thing. I could never do that.
He's good.
He is. He's a very great dancer now.
When he came out on the roller skates, I was like,
yeah, I know. I said, what in the world?
I can't even walk like that. He's roller skating.
I know it, but it was very interesting. The show was kind of entertaining. I mean, I actually watched it too.
I'm with you. It's the first NFL game all year. I watched every play. Now, at timeout stuff, I'd go get something to eat or whatever like that. We had a good time enjoying it. Jeremy, what did you think?
Heck of a ball game. I mean, I really thought Kansas City would pull this out. Mahomes is just playing at a different level.
Can you believe that kid?
No.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, he's like a magician. And their run this year was arguably better than last year's run.
Yeah.
When you consider they played Miami basically inside a freezer and beat them in that first game, and then go win 2 on the road at Buffalo and then at Baltimore. That was pretty.
They beat
stout.
the Ravens. That got my attention.
I read too. I thought the kicker should have gotten the most valuable player.
Yeah.
That guy is
and how about
unbelievable.
That, had the longest kick in Super Bowl history, and that record lasted about 5 minutes.
He kicked one 57, I think.
But the overtime piece, and this can be debated. Obviously, we follow college football a lot more, and I like the college football overtime before they changed it. I don't like this 2-point conversion piece. Give me the Texas A&M LSU 70 to 75 where we just play it out. Yeah. This 2-point conversion thing after the third overtime, I don't like it. But I don't know that I like the NFL version of this any better. But should they have taken the ball? Should they have kicked off? I mean, that's going to be debated a long time.
I thought, listen, I know for a fact he made a mistake. You just don't do that. Tommy, you know that.
You go on defense.
Coach high school football, college football, you always go on defense first. Now you know what you need to do.
Right.
If they don't score, you can just kick a field goal. Right. If they score a field goal, you got to either kick a field goal or you got to make a decision and go for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't know. I don't know if they didn't know the rules. Now I will say this: his defense had just gotten off the field. They looked tired. Maybe that's why he did it. I don't think he answered a whole lot of questions after the game.
No.
He fired his defense coordinator.
Fired his defensive coordinator.
I don't think it's the defense coordinator's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I think more, if anybody, I thought it was on the offense side of the ball where they made mistakes. Yeah. And you're right. They came out of the gates, moved down the field, but the turnovers, the mistakes they made is what killed them.
That's true. Well,
Jeremy, go to the halftime show. I got to get your impact on your opinion on the halftime show.
No, I don't watch the halftime show. I mean, I really couldn't tell you.
Okay.
It's kind of like, no.
This is the only one that I've ever watched because most of them are not worth watching. But like I say, the choreography of that
Reba did a good job with the national anthem. Yeah, she did a good job. So, but no, I've just never been one of those to really be concerned about the halftime show. It's just about a football game. So.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's Bill and Laura Thompson's anniversary or what. The great picture of both of them. He's the head football coach at Sneeze. So if it is, happy anniversary to Bill Thomas and Laura. If it's not, it's a great picture altogether. Maybe it's a Valentine picture, I'm not sure. God, there's something else on that. Oh, speaking of the Super Bowl, it was the most watched television event, I think, ever. When you add streaming to it, it was, because the moon landing didn't have streaming. It also made history. An estimated 67.8 million people placed bets on the Super Bowl.
Wow.
$23.1 billion was bet, an all-time record. People that watched the game, part of the game, over 200 million. And that actually watched the whole thing. I forgot what it was. It broke every record out. I mean, it was unbelievable.
How much money was placed on Grant making the field goal, the 25-yard field goal before the game?
I don't know.
He missed it, but they bet on that too.
They bet on that. It's great. We got a phone call. Good morning.
It was Jeffrey. He's gone.
All right.
He left me.
Jeffrey.
I hope we're not having problems.
We better not be having problems. Have him call back. We got to make a couple calls today. What is Thursday? Who calls us? No, it's next week. No, a reminder out there for all the baseball players. coaches and boosters and schools. Starting Monday, 7:15, we're going to call Arnold's baseball coach. Tuesday, we'll call Rutherford's. Wednesday, we will call 7:15, all of them. We'll coach Hudson at Bay. 8 o'clock will be Mosley at 7:15. And then at 7 o'clock, Bozeman, hopefully Bozeman, 7
North Bay Haven.
North Bay Haven.
Yep.
And then Mosley at 7:15. And then Friday, we got to call Coach Patton and talk to him. And they will have I think they're going to have the coach named today or tomorrow at Bozeman for as the football coach. We can't tell you now, but we'll tell you hopefully tomorrow, and we'll have Jeff on tomorrow too. Did you ever get up with him last week? You talked to Jeff?
Yeah, I had a great conversation with him. I was looking at some of the FHSA stuff coming up we'll talk about later, but they're getting ready for their first ever home basketball playoff game.
We had Josh on Monday, our new county athletic director. He does a great guy. I think he's going to do,
very nice guy.
Really impressed with him. His dad was like a legend up in Alabama, basketball coach in Birmingham area. Been around sports since he could walk. So I think he'll do a great job. Let's take this phone call real quick. Good morning.
Yeah, it's LSU Jeff.
LSU Jeff, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. I was just listening to y'all, and I gave the thought of the overtime, and I really was kind of indifferent about whether it's best to get that ball first or not. And then I listened to some people saying they're experts and all that. And actually, they came back and they said it's actually smart to take the ball first. And this is the reasoning behind it. And, okay, so I kind of thought that the Chiefs are just going to kick a field goal and then we're going to just extend overtime, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if that had happened, guess what happens to the team that has the ball third?
What?
Game over.
They score and it's over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know the NFL
There you
rules.
go. And that's only part of it. The other part of it, is you score a touchdown, and I understand what you're saying. The second team knows that they either have to match it or, just kick a field goal to extend it. So
yeah.
I know what you're saying about having the ball second, and I don't agree with them having a different overtime in the playoffs or postseason than they do in the regular season. Because, why wouldn't, if you have the best rule in the regular season, why would you change it for postseason?
Yeah, that's a great point right there. Why do you change it? If it's been so good all year, why do you change it now? I'm with you with that. But now, see, college is different. Jeff, you know what the college rules, so you definitely want to go defense first. So I didn't even know that. I didn't know the rules. I don't know if they kue the rules.
There were some who said they did not know that the rules changed.
Well, I didn't know what he just told me. I just knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the third time who scores game's over. I had no idea about that.
A lot of people didn't know, and there were, two or three players from the 49ers that said they had no idea and that they didn't talk about it. But the 49ers said they had this whole game plan, but they probably didn't discuss it with every single person on the team. Because some of them aren't going to be on the field anyway,
Right. Right.
But, man, let me tell you, the meticulousness of those Chiefs, because they said that they've been talking about it before the season, in the preseason, all season long. I mean, these guys have strategized and, almost obsessed over the tiniest little detail like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a meticulous organization where they go over and above and beyond and are ready for anything that's possibly happened.
We talked about it yesterday off the air with Jason and Jim, and the bottom line is that Kansas City outcoached the 49ers. I mean, their play selection, especially on the offense side of the ball, they made adjustments at halftime with the defense, but offensively, that guy's a genius. I mean, he had some great plays designed. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got a proposal for overtime. Let's just put 10 more minutes on the clock and play it like a regular quarter, and whoever's ahead at the end wins. No sudden death. Just play out 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever league.
I tell you what, I do love the college football way it's happened. I think I saw an Ole Miss one where they lost to Arkansas. That was incredibly exciting. And, of course, the LSU Texas A&M one, which was the last college game that Joe Burrow ever lost.
What was the one? Arkansas and Tennessee went on forever. Wasn't that, Jeremy? It was 70 to. I didn't mind that.
Yeah,
put it on the 25-yard line and go.
I think it was Texas A&M. LSU had 7 overtimes. And that was the one they were just falling out exhausted because they couldn't break it.
That's right. That was LSU. Okay.
Yeah, that was and they had it had extended so long for that Texas A&M game that there were said 2 missed calls.
Yep.
In overtime alone.
74-72 in that
74-70. Unbelievable. Hey,
Yeah,
Jeff, we got to take a break. We will run out of time. You want to hold on? You got to go.
No, I'll hold on.
All right, hold on. We'll let him hold on with us. All right, let's talk about some of the great people we have. We've got so many wonderful sponsors. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Great day yesterday at J. Michael's Restaurant. We got there at 11 o'clock. There's people already lined up ready to get in there. Every Wednesday, it's that good. It's that good. World famous J. Michael spaghetti. Special sauce. Won't tell anybody how he does it, but it's outstanding. Packed out lunchtime. They made a killing like they always do on Wednesday. They also have it Wednesday night. That's the only day a week they have it. Friday, I love Friday's days. Also, the Chris Fish special is really good. Everything's good at J. Michael's Restaurant. Best seafood, coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. All real estate needs, South Oak Title and Closing, 30A. The big realtors down there, Mark Coward, big time money. They all use South Oak Title and Closing. No mistakes, nothing wrong. Everything's perfect every time. That's what Chuck Tucker does for you. I couldn't hear myself. You okay? Yeah. You go. You sure?
Yeah, we're good. I saw you getting ready to cough, so I guess.
Okay, thank you. I'm getting ready to do something else. Anyway, Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. Tim and Linda's had a restaurant since 1986. Home cooking is outstanding. Got that big brand new back room back there. Seats up to about 25 people. Check it out. You'll love it. Have a birthday party down there. Tommy, you and Louise go down there all the time.
We eat there every Monday.
Yeah, it's
with some friends.
Y'all got a group that goes down. All your close friends.
There's 3 of us that eat there every Monday.
Have you been invited?
Big group.
No.
I have not been invited either. I walked in and he tried to hide.
You wouldn't come anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm mad at you. Shout out to David. David listens to us every day. Love this guy.
Joe Hudson Collision.
Joe Hudson Collision.
You wrecked your wife's car.
It's called Joe Hudson Collision Repair.
Okay.
Repair on 23rd Street. David works down there. Went down there, had to get my car checked out.
Because you wrecked Julie's car.
Julie's car.
You wrecked Julie's car.
Somebody wrecked Julie's car that I was driving. Yeah. I didn't do it. Yeah, anyway, David goes listen to us every day. So, David, love you, brother. Thank you. And he was really a good guy, honest. I really like those people down there. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Tommy Santamont, Jeremy Pridgett, Wildcat. We'll be right back with LSU Jeff.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the Inside Drive.
This is Ryan from the Inside Drive on ESPN Northwest Florida. Join me and Jay right here.
Listen weekdays for the greatest sports talk show of all time.
Maybe you're overselling it just a little.
The #1 sports talk show in the South.
Dial that down a little more, Jay.
Okay, how about this? The Inside Drive weekdays 11 to 1, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the only sports talk show on in that time slot.
Nailed it.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For this afternoon and evening, some clouds and a high of 65 with a light breeze around 6 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, mostly clouds with lows around 53. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy most of the day except a slight chance of rain showers in the evening and a temperature near 63. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Billboard Kia. Let your New Year adventures begin in a new Kia Sorento. Billboard Kia has a few new 2023 Kia Sorentos left, and they will not last long. You get the savings and drive away today. Now offering 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. Billboard Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillboardKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $2,122 per month for $1,000 finance for 48 months. Quantities limited, no down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billboard Kia warranty. Must see dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/4/24.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Crossroads Academy.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Beautiful Thursday here in Paradise. Tommy Santamont, Jeremy Prison, and Wildcat himself. We got LSU Jeff on the phone. Let's bring him back in. We're gonna. And Jeremy made a great point. Jeremy, I appreciate you doing this. We're gonna have I got to get it cleared with Randy, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it for our show. They can do what they want for the rest of them. If you want a deal, 1 year, not 30 seconds. And again, listen to this. It's not a 30-second one-time commercial, which costs $7 million for the Super Bowl. We're going to give you a one-time offer. You can be on the show, multiple commercials during my show, during all the other rest of them. For $1 million a year, you can sign up now. Give me a call.
Cash.
Well, I'll take a check.
Take a check.
No cash.
A certified check, though. $1 million, and you're cleared for a year. Think about that.
You know, a lot of people took advantage of that because did not ESPN 104.3 broadcast the Super Bowl game?
No.
I thought it was on our schedule.
No.
It wasn't, huh? Okay.
I don't know. CBS had it, so I don't. Maybe we did. Good question. I probably should know the answer to that. But anyway, if you want to be, hey, $1 million, that's all we're asking for. Jeff, you going to do it? You and your bank going to sign up for this?
Oh, I don't know about $1 million. We get so many snowbirds come in from Canada about this time of year, right?
Right.
And they come into the bank. I'm just going to say this is the bank. You know, it's no name to it, right?
Right.
They come in and they're like, we want American dollars, and I just laugh at it. It sounds weird.
Yeah. Well, I had to listen. I know we hadn't talked about it, but I had to charge you anyway. You're being charged now because you just mentioned the word bank, but that's okay.
I was wondering where all that $1 million I had went.
Anyway.
Hey, Auburn fans want to know if they can move the whole NCAA tournament to be played at Auburn.
Exactly.
Tell you what, you can't. It's like they're hard to be beat there. They're unbelievable. All right, I got to tell you guys all three this, and four Wildcat back there. They're talking about it. They haven't voted on it yet, but I think it's coming. They want to change. I wonder if it's for the TV people. I don't know if the TV people want this, but anyway, they want to change college football. They want to go to have the 2-minute warning like they do in the NFL. And I thought, I know they talked about shortening the game. It's really not shortening the game. They want to continue to keep the commercials longer or as long and make more. That's where they make their money. What do you guys think about it? Do you want a 2-minute? So that would actually give them 4 timeouts in the second half. Yes or no? What do you guys think?
No.
You say no. Why?
What's the purpose of it? Make more money for the advertising people?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I can see some advantages of it, but no, I don't.
We had never had it and didn't seem to affect the game much. What's your talk on it?
So the direction we're going, we're wanting to play more games to get the one true champion, but we want to shorten those games down in terms of the number of plays with the timing rules, except those that give you a hard stop. It's kind of my version of sort of car racing. If we can run 500 laps and get a winner, we can run 5 and get a winner. And so
save gas.
Yeah, and I'm not in favor of it. There's very little that's differentiating the college game and the pro game and how it's played now. I would always laugh. There would be one of the networks that didn't carry a lot of college games, but come bowl season they would have a game, and it was like they had to educate the listeners to what the college game was like, and we already knew that. They didn't.
Right.
But now it's almost one and the same with the timing rules, and if you have the 2-minute warning, I mean, it's going to be just...
In pros, what that 2-minute warning, what kind of time is that, like a minute or so? I know they do commercials.
They have. I think it might be more. I think it's more than a minute.
It's as far as the offense and defense, it helps them playing. Right. But other than that,
it's all about money.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what do you think? You want the 2-minute warning in college, or do you care?
I'm completely indifferent, and that I don't want to say I'm an opinionated person. I usually try and stay unbiased, but do these kids really need a break? I think the only break that really needs to happen is for coaching to be able to round up their kids and tell them, listen, this is what we're going to do for the next 2 minutes. So really the only benefit really is for coaching at that level.
All right, Wildcat, what do you think? 2-minute warning, do you want it in college ball, or do you want to keep college ball the way it is now?
I like keeping things the way they are.
Yeah.
Because one thing leads to another, and then put a 2-minute warning in there, and then all of a sudden you're going to new overtime rules, and why complicate it?
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm with you. Leave it alone. All right. Wildcat, LSU Tiger. I called him Wildcat. Jeff, did you and Brian Kelly, or Coach Kelly, did y'all go out in his new boat here in Panama City Beach, or what'd y'all do?
Oh, no. The water's like glass. We need waves.
y'all do, especially LSU people. All right.
Hey, let me ask you one more question. We got one more question I want. Van Halen was never able to do a Super Bowl halftime show, and I think that should be one of the biggest regrets of the selection committee that they didn't allow him before Eddie, passed away.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've had ZZ Top and Kid Rock and a bunch of people that probably didn't deserve it also. And we missed out on Van Halen. So if there's somebody that's going to be passing away, they better get them up on stage before, before either they can't do it anymore, like Rolling Stones. And, that's a missed opportunity.
Eddie Van Halen was just so hard to work with, though.
Really?
He really was. I mean, that was his, one of his claim to fames that weren't good about him was that he was hard to work with.
In what way?
His time schedule, his way of doing things, it's my way or the highway kind of attitude. I mean, I went to a concert once and it was really odd because it was David Lee Roth opened up for Sammy Hagar at the same concert. And they both kind of talked. Eddie called me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he said, "Hey, you got to listen to this." And I said, "Dude, I'm sleeping." And he said, "No, get over here now." I mean, that's just the way he did things.
Yeah.
And it was his way or the highway. So, I mean, Eddie was hard to work with.
There's a story circulates around Van Halen, and you can find it that in their contracts they would have something like no brown M&Ms allowed, and it was just how meticulous the venues were in reviewing the safety needs. That type of stuff.
Like that, just to see if they were paying attention to the rest of what's called a rider.
Yeah.
Whenever a band comes and does a show, they get a rider before that, and that rider specifies certain things. So they would put something stupid like that in there in order to see if they were paying attention to the rest of the more important stuff that was on the rider.
Yeah, that's like those students, that write term papers and they just put in parenthesis, "I'm putting this in here to see if you're reading this," and you just go ahead and mark it, and I am, and keep going.
Just think though, really, what back in the day in the 60s, 67, what was the first one played? 66, 67? Maybe before then. I think it was 67, 66. Back then, they could have had Elvis, but they didn't do big. Can you imagine that? I mean, when he was on, the whole world watched, and they could have had James Brown on.
Yeah,
I mean that would have been unbelievable. But they didn't do it when it first started out. The halftime was nothing.
And I wonder how those performers do. I know they want to make money, but do they do?
They don't pay them anything.
Well, I was going to say they do it to get the publicity.
No, what they do, because I looked it up and did a little piece on it. What they do. They pay for production of the cost to produce this, which is a million. Yeah, one. I talked about it. Was it J-Lo? Somebody was like $13 million. It was crazy.
This one was all a bunch too. This last one.
But they don't pay. That's it. And they pay them room and board, feed them, bring them down, keep them in a nice place, pay for the production. They don't pay. But you get 2 million people watching.
Exactly.
I mean, golly. Yeah. You and every one of them after the show, their music sales have gone up.
Sure,
of course, yeah.
It's crazy.
People that weren't even aware who they were will go check them out now.
Yeah. I liked this year's halftime show because my kids liked it. That was the main thing. All right, Jeff, thank you, buddy. You have a great day. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll do FSU. Tommy, Jeremy, we get to FSU. Let's get this local stuff in, too. Matter of fact, we'll do that and then do some FSU, and we'll run FSU into the next segment. Let's always some great people we have. Dr. Chad Mitchell, legendary doctor. If you have any type of injury whatsoever, call Chad Mitchell. Go see him. The guy is a legend here. This will be his 25th year on the Bay County sidelines. The guy's incredible. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Go check it out. You'll love it. They got the Lorelei Layton room in the back. I think you can have a chamber meeting back there. You can have a football banquet. It's that big. That's nice. It's incredible. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. You can also, they cater. They do an incredible job. Get out to Rudy's on Back Beach Road. The best Texas barbecue you'll get anywhere. Try the turkey plate, turkey sandwich. It's incredible. Woo! I'm tired. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You gonna look better and feel better? Jason Kovaleski. I watched a special on who is it? Ric Flair. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Did you see it? That special.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdog.
I don't think that many fans really honestly care about these players making money, and they should be allowed to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. Now, with it being and I'm using the air quotes here, amateur sport, it shouldn't be paid to play. Yeah, there you go. But it should not be,
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Kitchen Designs in Panama City Beach and Santa Rosa Beach want to help you make your dream kitchen a reality in 2024. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, they offer cabinets, countertops, flooring, and tile. Their cash and carry program offers shaker white cabinets available the very next day. Call Kitchen Designs to make your dream come true. 850-775-4150.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
State. Woo, woo, woo. Do it. Woo.
All right, yeah.
Good job, Tommy. FSU
I know that.
Update is brought to you by Newbies. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Today, Thursday, they have bingo. Get there at 12, not at night, 12 o'clock. Get to Newbies. They'll feed you. They start playing bingo at 1 o'clock. We were going to go, but Julie's got an appointment today, so we're not going to be able to make it. I want to get down there and play. It's been extremely successful. A lot of people are going. We've got a lot of Canadians down here right now, too. If you want a great bingo, go to Newbies, have a wonderful time. Again, they start eating at 12. You don't have to eat, but if you want to come in and eat at 12, the game starts at 1 o'clock. Newbies, this is the mothership. Newbies, too, where you want to go watch the NBA, all the NFL. NFL is actually over, but the basketball, baseball, and that's the place to go to Newbies, too. But to have a great time. The mothership, the Booze and Brews, 3 great locations. John and Charlotte, great people, always giving back to the community. Let's go support them. Get out to Newbies. Some Coach sent you. Tommy, what do you got for us today on FSU?
There's a lot going on with FSU. I'm going to start with baseball today. Everybody realized, they had Mike Martin ceremony down at the stadium last Saturday. And I don't know if I told y'all this. I have a Mike Martin story. When I was coaching basketball at Chaltahatchee's, I think it's 72-73 season, we played Gobby. Mike Martin was the basketball coach at Gobby. A lot of people don't know he coached basketball, but he did. And we were playing Gobby at Gobby. And right at the end of the game, I won't ever forget. It's interesting how you don't forget these things. Benny McMillan, one of our players, Benny Gabbert was the head coach, and I was assistant. And Benny told Benny told Macmillan to go in the game. He just runs on the floor, technical back in the day, and we were like maybe one point up on him, and I looked over and Mike Martin was on his hands and knees like he was praying for him to go out there and make that free throw. He did make it, and they actually beat us by 1 or 2 points. But I won't never forget looking over and seeing Mike down there on his hands and knees.
Was he a nice guy?
Oh, great guy, super great guy. I actually went up and saw him one day later on probably 4 or 5 years ago, and went in his office and was telling him about that story. And he don't really remember it, but yeah, he coached basketball. He was an outstanding guy.
Tom, let me ask you something. You were talking about Coach Martin. Where was his? Remember we went and saw Coach Bowden in his office with Mickey and had lunch and everything. What was it like? The baseball facilities in there, where they ate, was it totally different?
Yeah. He used to have a little office up in the Moore Athletic Center. Mike did. That's where I saw him. But anyway. Baseball starting up here real soon. Link Jarrett, is our new coach from Notre Dame, and Link played for Mike. In 40 years, Mike Martin never had a losing season. 40 years. That's almost unbelievable.
Take that, Bill Allen.
That's almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
But we've got a game coming up this Friday. Butler College, the Butler Bulldogs from Indianapolis coming in to play FSU Friday, 5 o'clock. This is at the stadium in Tallahassee. 2 o'clock Saturday, 12 o'clock Sunday. He's already got his starting pitchers lined up to go with that. So Link's looking for a lot better season he had last year. And as I mentioned, our church is going over for the FSU Florida baseball game. We did it last year. We're going to do it again this year. So we're looking forward for that. Now softball. This is boy, you talking about some great softball. If you can go down to Clearwater, starting tonight, February the 15th, FSU is playing number 9 Stanford at 4 o'clock. Saturday, they've got number 20 UCLA at 1 o'clock. Saturday at 10 o'clock, they got number 4 Georgia. And at February the 18th, Sunday, they got number 2 Tennessee.
Wow.
So that's going to be some great, that's at the Eddie Moore Complex down in Clearwater. It's the Shriner Children's Invitational. That's going to be some great softball if you're interested in it.
Have you ever been to their facilities down there?
Yeah.
Is it really nice?
Yeah, it's nice.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's very nice. And one quick thing, Mike Norvell's on his spring tour.
Right.
In May the 16th, Mike is going to be here in Panama City. They don't have it. It's not all where the facility where it's going to be held has not been named yet, and registration process has not been named yet.
You gonna get him where you can get him on here?
May the 16th.
See if you can get him on to come on with us.
May the 16th.
Do you still talk to the AD all the time?
I hadn't seen him in a while, but my nephew is real good friends with him.
See if we can get either one of those guys to come on.
He's real good friends with him.
Yeah.
But real quick, football. DJ Youngalea is going to be the quarterback this year. And I read some things about him and how he interacted with Mike Norvell when they trying to recruit him, and he just said he knew FSU is where he needed to be, and so as we know, it all eventually worked out, and we got him, and along with DJ, we got 5 kids from Alabama. And the one that I've been reading a lot about that I really very interested in is Roydell Williams, the running back.
Mm-hmm. We know him.
Boy,
we know him well.
I can't believe Alabama let him go, to be honest with you.
We can't either.
I don't know how in the world they did that, but Roydell, him and Norvell became big buddies. Even talking on the phone when Roydell said, I knew that I had to go to FSU. But anyway, from reading about him, he's a great kid.
Yeah.
Always smiling, a big plus in the when you go into the off season, and right now they're working the fire out of him.
You're going to like him as a back too. McClellan was in the backfield for Alabama, more of a slasher. Roydell sees you, he's going to hit you and keep going.
Right, and he's going to take Benson's place basically because they got Toa Philly back, and these two are going to be the featured backs, I know. And but he's a really good kid from Hueytown, Alabama. From somebody else came from Hueytown. Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were big buddies. But another one real quick, another freshman coming in that you're going you wait, this kid's going to be super. Cam Davis, I've mentioned before, from Albany, Georgia. He's 5'10", 220 pounds. He was the 3A Player of the Year in Georgia as a junior. He was a quarterback. He passed at 2,736 yards, ran for 1,115 yards, scored 33 total touchdowns in his junior year. So Cam Davis is going to be one that I think is going to be a big plus. And y'all know Sean Murphy, I'm sure, the linebacker, number one inside linebacker by ESPN when he came out of high school to Alabama. He signed at Alabama. FSU tried to recruit him, didn't get him, but Murphy remembers Mike Norvell, and of course when he went to the portal, that just happened real quick. And with the Loach and Bethune gone, we only got one linebacker coming back, and that's DJ Lundy. As far as a lot of game experience, we got several other freshmen that's played some, but he's going to be a big plus. They say he might be the best of all the portal kids. He might be the one that's going to help FSU most because they really needed a linebacker, and he's going to fit that bill. But they're working. They right now they do their weightlifting. They're on Friday do that tour of duty where they do the agilities. And some of the players, they said, well, it's just simple stuff you do, but they do it over, and everybody's got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And now they're going to change. It's going to be Tuesday and Thursday. They're going to do the tour of duty, and then have the weightlifting in between those days. But they're working real hard. And Norvell made the point, two things. One, this is probably one of the fastest teams he's ever had. And number two, this is the best workout these kids have done since he's been there.
Wow.
So he's looking forward to
They're going to be good.
Good season.
If the quarterback can play, they're going to be good.
Yep, you're
that's
right.
Okay. Hey, I want to bring this up real quick if I can bring it back up on the thing. I don't know if you know Brian K. Moore. I thought he was a student at Arnold. He was not. I was wrong about that. Great guy, young guy. He works out at 360 with us, and he had gone through some leukemia. He's got some really major health issues right now. If you can help anyway, GoFundMe. The guy's name is Brian K. Moore from Panama City, Florida. Brian K. Moore, GoFundMe. We've already helped out. If any of you guys out there can help him out and his family, he's on a great kid, great man. And he's struggling big time right now. If you can help him and the family out, that'd be outstanding. Jeremy, real quick, what did you have locally?
We've got several things going on locally here. Basketball playoffs for the boys get started tonight, and several area teams in action. Bethlehem heading to Chipley, Cottondale at Bozeman. Bozeman's first ever home playoff basketball game. Sneed's going to Crossroads Academy in Quincy. Walton making the long trip to Jacksonville, play Jacksonville Verbeau. Rains coming over from the Jacksonville area to play South Walton.
Oh, boy.
And Father Lopez going to Mariana from Daytona Beach to play Mariana tonight in the boys' side. On the girls' side, coming up on the 19th, Bluntstown at Graceville in the 1R. And congrats to the Lady Rams. They defend the home turf well. They defeated Jacksonville Rains. And on the 19th, we'll host Jacksonville Bowls in the second round of the girls' playoffs. On the soccer side, Arnold Marlins had to make the trip to Lecanto, came away victorious. They are now back at home playing Inglewood on the 16th at 7 o'clock. And the winner of that one will have a date with the winner of BTW and Fort Walton Beach. Now, you remember BTW is the one who sent them into the travel first round, so maybe they can settle the score over there with Washington if they can get by Inglewood. And then the state semifinals, South Walton's going to play Gulliver Prep next week on the boys' side, and on the girls' side in the state semifinals, South Walton is going to play Academy of the Holy Names down from the Miami area. So a lot of local teams staying alive here in the winter sports before they
I tell you what, I really appreciate LSU Jeff calling and telling us about that NFL overtime rule that the third possession you score game's over. I did not know that, and a lot of people did not know that. Tommy, you talking about that running back you got from Alabama? He is a great person.
Yeah.
Saban liked him. Good player, really good football player. But I will say this, Jeremy, I don't know what your opinion is. I'm not worried about running backs. We got two.
Yeah.
And I think he knew, too, what's coming up.
Yeah,
we got
did.
two. Hayes.
He mentioned that.
Hayes is incredible. And number 26, what's the guy's name, number 26? Both of them are true freshmen. They can play. And we just signed another one that's coming in. But really doesn't mean anything because they could be gone tomorrow. You just don't know.
We'll take him for sure.
Y'all, I tell you what, I'm going to go to, when we get back, we'll talk about 24/7. They're way too early, top 25, where Florida State's at. Then we'll look at ESPN, what they think is going to happen. And there's a little bit difference there. I think Florida State's going to be better than what people believe. And they're going to have an easier path to get to the playoffs compared to the Big Ten and SEC. But I don't think the Big Ten is going to be around. The ACC is not going to be around after 2026. I really don't. I think it's going to, it's in some form it might be, but nothing like it is right now.
I agree.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Wildcat, if we're going to go get some jewelry, where are we going?
Well, if you bought your wife that Valentine's Day ring and you got to have it sized, you got to take it to David Adamson Jewelry over there on Highway 77, 830 Ohio Avenue. And they'll size it maybe that day, maybe the next day. You'll have it right back so she won't miss it. And you can give them a call at 624-1681, David Adamson Jewelry.
They do a great job down there. And I want to thank John and Shawty again for the newbies FSU update. And I really want to thank Dr. Ward. He'll be with us Monday morning giving away the raffle numbers, who's going to win the 3 guns for the fundraisers. Pretty cool. You can listen to Dr. Ward every Wednesday, 7:30 right here. And again, next Monday morning, 7:05, we're going to give them away. So make sure you turn in. We bought about $50, $100 worth, whatever it was. Julie got for me for that. Hopefully I'll win something. But I tell you what, the guy, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer can be deadly. Don't put it off this office throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Call Dr. Ward and make an appointment at least once a year. At least once a year. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. The best, golly, everything there is outstanding. Lasagna, spaghetti. I like the lunch special. Get 2 huge slices of pizza and a drink for about $11. It's an unbelievable amount of food. The bakery, the Napoleon, the Paradise Cake, carrot cake. They got it all down there. The place is great. Retired police officer run it. Big John does a great job down there. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. For your insurance needs, Jim Dickerson, State Farm is #1. It's all about your agent. He's the guy you got to go to get your money. The guy's incredible. Give him a call, 763-4673. Jim Dickerson, State Farm. Turpro Pest Control. Do you want that yard to look beautiful? Patrick and his crew can make it happen. Give them a call. They'll come out and your yard will look absolutely gorgeous. Turpro Pest Control, #1. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For this afternoon and evening, some clouds and a high of 65 with a light breeze around 6 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, mostly clouds with lows around 53. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy most of the day except a slight chance of rain showers in the evening and a temperature near 63. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. I've never heard that one before.
It's a little Joe Walsh.
Was really?
Way back in the day.
Oh, I like Joe Walsh. Yeah, good job.
Sounds like a funeral coming up.
I do. Yeah.
Happy Ash Wednesday on Thursday.
Who's on my side, Tommy?
Thank you, Tommy.
Okay.
All right, we were talking about FSU. Where do they rank in the top 25? Way too early. We're going to have another round where they can leave after spring football. Jeremy, they've got to do something with the calendar. You're running coaches out of the business. They're going to go to the NFL or get out of it completely. But I want to go over 24/7 and compare it to ESPN. This is the latest, and it really doesn't mean anything. Number 1, Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2 ranked, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 3, Texas. And I do believe those 3 teams have the best talent on their rosters. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but there's one team that's shocking me is Oregon. Oregon's ranked number 4 in 24/7. They're ranked number 3 in ESPN. It's a little bit different. ESPN's top 4. They're getting ready to play the Big Ten. We're judging them and thinking about them, yet they play in the Pac-12, which is a lot easier conference than the Big Ten. So I didn't look at their schedule. Friday, I'm going to kind of look into their schedule. I think they might struggle in the Big Ten.
So if you're a top recruit out west and you don't want to leave the western part of the United States, where do you go? I mean, I
don't want to live in L.A. Right. Where so many people. I would probably go to Oregon or Washington.
Yeah. I mean, they're the last kind of top-tier program standing. It's the same thing. If you're in the Northeast, you only have Boston College as the top-tier, Division I program. So you've got these areas where you don't have opportunity based on just the schools, like Oregon now. So they're going to do well in recruiting.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. A lot of kids, that traffic in L.A., do you want to deal with that? UCLA, nobody goes to games. Nobody cares about football at UCLA. USC crowds aren't as big like they used to be. I still think USC could be like they were before. Number 5, listen to this. 24/7, number 5, the Ole Miss Rebels. Watch out, guys.
Yeah.
He did a heck of a job in the transfer portal.
His schedule sets up pretty nice compared to who they got to play.
And he couldn't get Saban when he was at, and
they don't even have Alabama this year at all.
They don't have him at all. But you wait for the first shot he gets at DeBoer. Now you motivated him big time.
No doubt. Number 6 is Alabama. Number 7 is Michigan. Number 8 is Missouri. Missouri's schedule sets up fairly nice. They're on the road. They're in Tuscaloosa. Notre Dame at number 9. They might be getting too much love. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Number 10, Penn State. Number 11, Tennessee. Number 12, listen to this. Number 12, Miami. Number 13, LSU. Number 4, I think LSU's too low. Number 14 is Oklahoma. All SEC schools. Number 15, Clemson. Maybe a future SEC school. Number 16, Kansas State. Number 17, Utah. And they've got Florida State, 17th ranked team in the country. I think it's way too low. I know they lost a lot of players. I know they got destroyed by Georgia and the Orange Bowl that they didn't care about playing in. Half the team didn't play. I think they're too low. Number 18 is USC. I'm sorry. Let me go back. 17 was Utah. 18 was FSU. 18 FSU. 19 was USC. 20 Louisville. 21 NC State. 22 Texas A&M. 23 Virginia Tech. 24 Oklahoma State. And 25, this played for the national championship, Washington. Now, let's jump over to ESPN. Let's listen to what they've got. ESPN at number 1 has Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State. Everything's the same. 3 and 4, they swapped out. They have Oregon 3rd. They have Texas 4th. So you got 2 from the SEC, 2 from the Big Ten, the top 4. They've got number 5 from the ESPN. They got Notre Dame.
I don't know. I don't see that.
I'm with you. The schedule's a lot easier than the other. Maybe it's the schedule. I don't know. There's a lot easier path. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 7, Missouri. Number 8, Penn State. Number 9, Alabama. Alabama, number 9.
That I think that's fair. I think until DeBoer has a season or two, it's probably a little more accurate. It'll be lower. I feel the same way about Notre Dame. Until Notre Dame
does it,
they need to be lower.
I got a feeling Bama's going to go 9-3. Utah is number 10. Arizona is number 11. Arizona, number 11. 12.
FSU.
12, LSU. 13, Michigan. 14th, Oklahoma. 15th, FSU. 15th. And the other one, they had them 18th. Tennessee is 16th. Oklahoma State, 17th. 18th, NC State. 19th is Clemson. 20 is Kansas State. Louisville. Now, Louisville, I tell you what, they got a great coach. Yeah, they're going to be. We're going to have to deal with them for a while.
Did a good job in transfer portal too.
He did, outstanding job. 21. We have on the show 21 Louisville and Wildcat pulled the plug, kept hitting the plug. 22 Kansas. Don't give me that look. Don't do it.
Leave me alone. I'm telling you.
That look he gives, I know when he's serious. I am gonna leave him. Hey, you know that look you just gave me? I am gonna leave you alone. I'm sorry. 22 is Kansas. 23 Kentucky Wildcats.
That's right. Go Big Blue.
23 Kentucky Wildcats. 24 Miami. So Miami's a lot lower than ESPN compared to 24/7.
That's way too low for Miami, I think.
Yeah, and 25 Texas A&M. Anything stick out? Obviously, they're totally different.
I think Miami's rated way too low. 24. Well, they got Florida their first game. Miami's got some players now. Whether they can coach them, I don't know. They got some great players.
I'm gonna hold out on Miami until I see it. I'm like, we were talking about early.
Just like Notre Dame, the same way.
Last year I kind of bought into that, and it didn't happen.
No.
We get back. We got Jeremy's got the Alabama update coming up. I know you're looking forward to that. Then we'll talk some Auburn. Did Auburn win that basketball game?
Did they win it? Ooh.
They beat the number one team in the SEC. We'll talk about that. And how much money is some of these guys in Auburn going to be paid? It's pretty impressive. Let's talk about some of our great people. Don't forget about J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. The best seafood, coldest beer. Go check it out. You'll love it. And we all do a story or a segment just on J. Michael's. The guy's a legend. He lived the American dream. What he's come from and what he's done is incredible. J. Michaels. Get out there and support him. He always supports the county, too, and sporting events, everything else. The legendary J. Michaels Restaurant. Also, don't forget about Stevenson Air Conditioning. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck does an incredible job. The big-time realtors use him. Make sure you don't make a mistake. Make sure you demand Chuck Tucker, South Boat Title and Closing. No surprises. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on Bay County sidelines. Get out to Rudy's Barbecue. Have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. Newbies, 3 great locations. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 deals skin cancer. Doesn't look right, feel right. Go see Dr. Ward. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Try it before you buy it. 2 great stores, 23rd Street, Pier Park. Check it out. And you'll have Jason here tomorrow. Be right back. Bama on deck. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue?
You know that under the 49% rate, it's less than
Tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For this afternoon and evening, some clouds and a high of 65 with a light breeze around 6 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, mostly clouds with lows around 53. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy most of the day except a slight chance of rain showers in the evening and a temperature near 63. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sports fans, we love our teams, but let's talk real estate for a moment. Meet Berg Title, your trusted local real estate title and escrow company. Based in downtown Panama City, Berg Title knows the community inside out. They handle everything from title searches to escrow services with expertise. Honest, reliable, and here to make your real estate journey smooth. Remember, it's Berg Title. Call them at 850-250-2900. That's Berg Title, your partner for a worry-free real estate experience in Panama City and Panama City Beach.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Is your restaurant looking a little tired from the long off season? Is your office a little offish? Start the new year off right by giving them a fresh start. Fresh Start Cleaning is now accepting new clients. Ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services. Fresh Start Cleaning. Get clean again with Fresh Start. Call 850-771-6917, 771-6917, and ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide Roll. Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Anytime, day or night. If it's not working, you call them. They'll get there as quick as they can. They'll solve all issues. I guarantee you that. It's the one thing that you can actually pay for. If you got an old one and it just runs and it's really not working, it's not cooling your house because it runs all the time and still doesn't get warm. Same thing in the summertime when you burn up outside, you come in the house, you want some cold air and it's just not working, but it's running all the time. You've got to bite the bullet. You got to buy another one, and you make sure you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. He will not rip you off. That's one of the most honest men I know.
Make sure you call him before you need him.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Call him, have him do a little service check. Yes. And that way, when it turns hot all of a sudden,
you're not sitting there waiting. Yeah, and that's a good point right there. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, local company in Northwest Florida, and they're all through the Panhandle doing a great job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. We have somebody has the nerve to call during the Alabama Update. Anybody else, I'd say, no, we're not doing that. Bama's bigger than all of us, okay? This is Alabama. We're talking about Bama. But we will let Mike in for a second. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. You know I love Alabama the Beautiful. I love all the beautiful women in Alabama and some of the handsome men like you from Alabama.
That's true.
But I just don't like the Crimson Tide football team. I even like the university. I had a brother that attended there briefly.
Mike.
Wow. Mike. Yeah. And I had a few girlfriends, don't tell my exes, but, so how did you survive? I mean, I last talked to you Monday after the Super Bowl, and I just bragged on Jawan Jennings, even though he lost, but she did a lot at Tennessee, too, even though he's All-American.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell me, what's happening with the Tide? Who have y'all lost that I would know and care about? Like, mainly Tyler Simpson. Is he still there?
We lost the best defensive back in college football, the best true freshman I've ever seen play. Downs made freshman All-American. We lost our left offensive tackle, 6'6", 270. Is now.
Where did he go, though?
Downs was going to, we thought he was going to, Kirby was loving on him, walked him off the field, patting him on the back, giving him food.
You knew what I was talking about, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't want him to go there.
He didn't go. He went to Ohio State. Outbid him. Ohio State gave him more money.
They don't pay.
Things are so low in Tuscaloosa. We lost Ty Buchner to a lacrosse program.
Well, that can happen. You know, one of those Big Ten quarterbacks, ACC quarterback. He I don't know. I forget. There was some guy that played lacrosse that was good in football. I mean, lacrosse. I love that game, man. You get to carry weapons and you wear real helmets instead of those Rydell brain killers. Don't get me off on that. Yeah. Hey, it's Black History Month. I mean, we just had Ash Wednesday and Valentine's Day, and my girlfriend and I celebrated them together. She got up and wet her finger and put it in the cigarette ashtray and made a cross on my forehead, which I didn't know about until about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when somebody gave me a Kleenex. But it's not about me. I don't mean to be so narcissistic. Who is the best Now, see, I've seen Tiger Woods play in person several times. I'll brag. And I saw Henry Aaron play twice. I saw Henry Aaron when he was still trailing Willie Mays. You know, I'm as old as you are, just about. But who's the best athlete, black athlete you ever saw in person in high school, since you were a high school coach?
Oh, in high school?
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you mine.
You go first. I got to think about that.
Well, mine was Reggie White. And I didn't see him play football. I saw him play basketball at probably Glenn Manley's, one of his alma maters, MTSU. I still call it MITSU. They call it Middle Tennessee. Did Glenn go there? I think he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I saw Reggie playing in the state tournament, and back then we'd have the quarterfinals even at MTSU. And he played, you say, well, what big deal? Well, he won a game single-handedly against two guys whose names I won't call due to embarrassment, who played in the SEC. One of them started at forward for Ole Miss, which I know that's not really a basketball school. But the other one was a point guard at Alabama. I won't call his name either. $5, he's the only bet I ever welched on from like 1976. But he's a second generation physician, so I don't really cry for him.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I played football against that guy who I won't name in the third grade, and he was good then. Well, he quit playing football in eighth grade because he knew he was going to be a basketball player. And he's damn good at tennis, too. Anyway, enough of that. But Reggie, I saw Reggie when he was 18, God rest his soul, and he was something else, you know. But I've seen a lot of good ones now, and you have too.
Yeah.
You've seen what you like as a coach. I know you like that Tim. What's Tim's name? Played for you, went to Tennessee, and turned out to be good.
Tony, you know, when you said that, Mike, I thought of two names, and I don't like singling out one of my players and hurt somebody else's feelings, but Tony Thompson from Lake Wales, three-time all-state weightlifter, state champion weightlifter. He played at Tennessee. He was in the Sugar Bowl. He gave me a Sugar Bowl watch. He scored a touchdown against, I think they played Virginia in the Sugar Bowl when he was there. He was a leading rusher.
That's the one where we jumped on them and then we let them come back, but we beat them.
Yeah, he was a leading rusher at Tennessee. He was number 24, great football player. But the best athlete I've ever seen play high school ball, I played with him, and the best football player I've ever seen in person is Johnny Davis. He was the big fullback for Coach Bryant in the mid-'70s. He was number 38, weighed 248 pounds. They didn't tell us true. In the program, they had him listed at 230. He was 248. He was a man-child.
He hit you.
Yeah.
You had to tackle him several times.
Yeah.
It's like this dude I tackled we did, back when I played in Tennessee, I don't mean to make it about me. I was called Feinbaum if I want to do that. But, all those guys talk about themselves. But I hit this guy, and I thought, I made the perfect textbook tackle, the kind they teach you to now to save your brain. I mean, squatted, swiveled the hips, head to face up. The dude about broke my back because he was like Johnny Davis, except shorter. But anyway, I want to thank the Stevensons, the air conditioning people, especially since they're not Auburn people, which most air conditioning people in the South are, like Governor Lee of Tennessee. But anyway, you have a wonderful day. I was going to get some spiritual guidance since you got the preachers there, but I'll save it for another day. I'm really looking for a tip on the ponies at Oaklawn. Their spiritual guidance. Hey, they're having a tough season here because it's been raining or snowing every weekend, but they extended the season. They're going to run between the Arkansas Derby to the Kentucky Derby. They usually shut down after the Arkansas Derby or thereabouts. But y'all come on over here and, because I know you went through Vegas on the way to the Rose Bowl, right?
We were able to stay for half the price.
Oh yeah.
We just drove down through the desert there because.
You weren't. Yeah, okay. You weren't checking on the fountains at the Venetian or the Bellagio or.
That's
Caesars,
free.
Right.
I'll rather watch those.
Okay, save that for your wives. Y'all have a great day. Go.
Thank you, Mike.
We beat Arkansas last night. Humiliated them. Arkansas does not play defense. It's Musselman's fault.
Roll Tide, brother. Mike. All right, Jim, we got time to do a little bit of Bama and come back and finish it up.
Yeah, we've got a huge weekend in Tuscaloosa. Wow. I mean, this is that time of year. You got the winter sports winding down, the spring sports starting up. big basketball game. And if you think that when you turn on your television, you're kind of going back in time, it's because you are. They're going to break out the new unis Saturday morning against Texas A&M. So if you remember the old logo here with the elephant coming through the A. So
I like that one. That's my time.
Exactly. That goes back to the early 90s when won the national title. So it is a sellout for an 11 a.m. tip-off.
Dang.
I mean, early morning. So a lot of excitement. And after what happened in Auburn last night, Alabama is actually back in first place because they didn't play last night.
Yeah.
And so they've got a one game off from the normal SEC schedule. But A&M coming to town. And then after the game, if you're in Tuscaloosa, just go right on over to the baseball field. Alabama will be in game 2 of their opening weekend series against Manhattan College. Now, they play the first one at 4 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, the women play basketball in the Iron Bowl of women's basketball Sunday at 2. And if you want to go to the baseball game, just run on by there as well. And over at Rhodes Stadium, Alabama will host St. Thomas and Virginia and Southern Indiana at home. They had a great weekend for the ladies in softball at Georgia Tech. They went on the road to play, and a heck of a series, beating Tech. Almost converted a triple play to end the game against Tech. And if you can see the highlights, right fielder goes up, brings the ball back in that would have been a grand slam, throws it in, gets the out at second, gets the one at third, but they reviewed it and said that was actual tag up. So the ladies are back at home. High expectations around the softball team. And if that's not enough, gymnastics be back on the 23rd as well. So a lot of good things happening. Was going to talk a little bit about the financial impact of Nick Saban for Alabama athletics. It is fascinating when you look back at 2007 and the revenue generated by the program. The year Saban came on board was $87 million for the athletic program. In 2023, the revenue for the athletic department is $199.9 million.
Wow. He's worth every penny.
Yeah, 128% increase in the revenues over that time. But expenses have gone up as well. And so you see that in the total expenses for the athletic program in 2007, $77 million. Total expenses for fiscal year 23, $212 million.
Golly. God, man.
I mean, if you don't see the business side of this, coach pay, you'd be interested in this one. In 2007, all the coaches' compensation was $12.6 million. Fiscal year 23, $37.3 million for coaches' pay for 1 year, paid out by the athletic department. Unbelievable. And support staff, same way, $12 million to $38 million. So you can just see what has happened. And if you want to know who the catalyst is, it's the football department. Football revenues in 2008, $64 million. In 23 football revenue, $129.3 million.
Roll Tide. I love it.
The rich,
that's unfathomable.
The rich are getting richer, and you know, this is Alabama. But if you had Georgia's information, if you had Ohio State's and Texas information, this is what's happening. And we talk about it in different ways with NIL, with the 4 or 5 teams. There are literally 10 to 12 teams that can truly compete at the level to win it all. We saw TCU flash. We've seen Cincinnati flash, not knocking those programs a bit. They're doing the absolute best they can with what they have. But you know and I know these dollars make a difference.
And these dollars come from where? I mean, I understand that the alumni pay into it.
You've got
donors and stuff like that. But
season ticket sales. I mean, some of these donors are paying buku-doodles of money.
They have to be.
Just for the right to have the ticket.
Right.
You know, I know people who have skyboxes. I know people who are, big donors in the zone. I mean, just the ask to be able to get the tickets is astronomical in the contributions through Tide Pride or through other programs. Not all schools can do that. Some places you just pay your season ticket fee.
Right.
So the waiting list even for season tickets is 25,000 long in Tuscaloosa right now. So to that end, these top tier programs have that kind of culture and that base. You have to pay to stay on the waiting list in Tuscaloosa right now. It's not much, but you've got to pay an administrative fee.
And I hope our new coach understands you've got to win.
Mm-hmm. It can collapse quickly underneath
you've
that.
Got to win. That's pretty. I like that. That's good information right there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about great Alabama update. Let's talk about some of our great people. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous? Mike can make it happen. If you want to go jewelry shopping, you want to get something great for a friend, a gift, a girlfriend, a wife, or both, what are you going to do?
Hey, I'm sure they're going to have some great after Valentine's Day specials up there at David Adamson Jewelry. It's at 830 Ohio Avenue up there in Lynn Haven. They open up at 10 o'clock, stay open until 6, Monday through Saturday. Go check them out. Got some deals.
If you want to get some insurance, or you're not just happy, hey, you know what, I've been paying this policy, something happens, I got to argue, we got to fight with you. You don't do that with State Farm. You don't do that with Jim Dickerson. Call Jim Dickerson, go by and see him. Tell him Coach sent you. He is number one. We've been with him almost 25 years. Jim Dickerson, 763-4673. He is the number one agent in Northwest Florida. Not even close. Not even close. Just like Max Fit Sports Nutrition, not even close. How good Jason is. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. And I want to thank John and Charlotte for newbies. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. We get back. Auburn update by Bufo Brady's. Be right back.
Start your morning with sports updates, interviews, reactions, lively discussions, insights, and expert analysis.
I think in our lifetime, we will never see another undefeated team.
Join Evan, Canty, and Michelle weekday mornings from 5 to 7.
It will never happen again.
On the Sports Talk Monster.
If anyone deserves the benefit of the doubt for one last chance, it's Bill Belichick.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For this afternoon and evening, some clouds and a high of 65 with a light breeze around 6 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, mostly clouds with lows around 53. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy most of the day except a slight chance of rain showers in the evening and a temperature near 63. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Bill Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Ha! 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 I beat you. Martha, Kenny, James, how's James? I saw James the other day. I felt bad. I was worn out, tired, and he probably thought, well, he's coach pretty negative. I was that time, but I love him. Great man. They doing okay, him and Jenna?
Doing great. They really are. A good, solid family. I saw them Sunday. They're tell you, just great people all the way around.
All right, Auburn updates brought to you by Bufo Brady's in Lynn Haven. Yesterday was a big day for them. all on Wednesdays. You get 10 wings, drink, and a side for $9.99. Where can you spend? In the old days, that would have been expensive. Now, that's nothing. That's the best deal around. They got lunch specials every single day. Beef O'Brady's in Haven. They do an incredible job over there. Go check it out. Have a great time. David and Pat is the city commissioner of Lynn Haven. Does an incredible job with that. I love that guy. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven, Auburn update. Before we get into basketball, I want to say something. Terry Beasley, did you see that article they had about him?
And
what's it called? CT?
That brain piece there.
Yeah, he had been. They talked about, and I watched him play in high school. That's another. Oh my God, he was a man playing with boys in high school. Robert E. Lee in Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery went 5 straight years state champion, 3 at Lanier and 2 at Robert E. Lee. The game, when they played each other, you couldn't get in. It held almost 30,000.
Yeah.
They showed on citywide TV.
Yeah.
You couldn't get tickets. It was unbelievable. But he was an unbelievable football player, great man. And they talked about, I guess he went through depression, wasn't doing well, struggled with it for years. And they said he had so many concussions at Auburn, it was unbelievable that he'd get hit and you couldn't keep him out of the game. He'd go back.
Yeah.
Same thing with the NFL. And didn't they donate his brain to the study?
Right, to study to see what the impacts are. And we know that those are real and that, these bodies we have, if you run full speed into another, human body, full speed, and
especially
something
when you
has to
leave your
give.
head.
Yeah, something has to give here. I mean, it's just physics, and you can't take that beating without knowing there'll be some impacts from that.
And the speed he had back in the early 70s, 69, 68, 70, whatever it was, 71, he was unbelievable fast. He would cross the middle, catch the ball, and was fearless. That's why he was an All-American. That's why he's a great player. But he gave it up, man. His body, he paid the price for all those hits.
Yeah.
And he paid the ultimate price for all those hits. And so we're really sad about that. It was terrible. After reading that whole article, I was depressed about that.
You play, and it keeps you young, and then as soon as you stop, you're really old.
Yeah.
Look at the Super Bowl roster this weekend. The oldest player in the Super Bowl was 35, and I think it was only 23 or 24 of the players were actually over 30.
Yeah.
And that window will close quickly on them, and they'll be former players soon dealing with the impacts of the training, the physicality of the game, and they'll be seen later recognized as former players starting to deal with infirmities. I
read the article. I shared it. I don't know if you looked at it and saw it on mine or found it on your own. You can go on my Facebook page and read about Terry Beasley, and they show the pictures of him and Pat together throughout, in college. They showed them as they got older. Then they showed them at the end when Pat was in his wheelchair, dying of cancer. And then Terry looked pretty bad too, but he looked a lot better than Pat. And then now they're both gone. It's just they to me they are Auburn. They are Auburn. They represent Auburn. That's what I think about when I think about Auburn. And I put Bo Jackson right there too. I think about Auburn. That's 3 of the guys that pop in my mind. But I grew up during that time frame. They were unbelievable people, unbelievable football players. Played for an unbelievable coach, Shug Jordan, which is a character like no other. His life story is incredible, what he did in Germany and fighting in World War II. It's sad. I was really sad about it when I read everything about Terry. I was a hero growing up, watching him play high school ball. We were little kids in Montgomery. We all knew who he was. He was that good. And Auburn basketball, goodness gracious alive.
Oh, my.
Wow. When they're at home, if they played at home every game, they would win a national championship. Nobody could touch them. They destroyed the number 1 team in the SEC, South Carolina, 101-61. Did you see that coming?
I did not see that coming.
That's a beatdown. And South Carolina is...
This was supposed to be the game in the Southeastern Conference. It was over very early.
Well, you made a great point. And we got Michigan Eddie on the phone. I miss him, so we got to call him, let him come on just a second. But I want to cover this real quick. You got Auburn winning that game. It knocked Bama back in, which just got a spanking by Auburn. But right now in the conference play, Alabama's 9-2. They didn't play Wednesday, so right now they're number 1. It drops South Carolina, Auburn, and Tennessee. I'm sorry, Auburn and South Carolina, number 2, then Tennessee. So Auburn, man, if they play on the road well, watch out for them. All right, let's bring them on right now. The one and only, a true great American, an unbelievable father, husband, friend, love the guy, the legendary Michigan Eddie. Good morning, sir.
Go Blue Strikes here, Arizona around Tony's back channel. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, Preacher.
Good
Coach
morning.
Santa Monica, Coach and Wildcat. And I just got to say something here real quick. Go Big Blue is Kentucky. Go Blue is Michigan. Just want to point that out to everyone down here in SEC country that always says Go Big Blue to me. Go Big Blue is Kentucky. Isn't that right, Wildcat?
That's right. But I'm guilty of doing that too. I am.
Both of those places are north of here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
And down this way, we really don't hear either one of those very much, compared to Roll Tide,
you meant to say
War
not
Eagle.
enough.
Yeah, go Dogs. Yeah.
No, I've been to a couple games at Kentucky. It was kind of neat. Lexington's beautiful area, beautiful campus, and a lot of fun. So,
depending on what time of year you go up there.
I will say the biggest cheers were when the basketball team was introduced.
Oh yeah.
Missy, hey, where have you been, man? I haven't seen you. I hadn't heard from you. Are you okay?
I'm all right. Just working, just, dealing with other stuff, and dabbling in a little sports memorabilia business on the side a little bit, and all that. But speaking of Mike, I was up a couple weeks ago up in Nashville for his quarterback training, and we were up in Gallatin. And Michael should know this, and so does Coach Manley. Top Hog Barbecue. You go to Nashville, you got to go to Top Hog. Top Hog is some good barbecue now. It's cash only.
Top Hog. Okay.
Top Hog. It's cash only, so don't try bringing no credit cards up there.
Is it on Broadway Street?
Mike, what's that?
Is it on Broadway?
No, it's in Gallatin.
Okay.
Is Broadway the main drag in Nashville?
Yeah.
Is that where all the...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where all the honky tonks are and all that stuff.
Do they have a nice hotel on that road?
Okay. Oh, yeah. We stay at the Hilton Suites right across from Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go to a Predators game or they have the SEC basketball tournament there and all that, you just walk right there in like 2 minutes. And then they have a park right out in front. And then right down the road is Johnny Cash's little speakeasy type thing.
I like to go
and all
there.
that. And
Well,
all
Mr.
that.
Eddie,
It's really, really good.
Can you, from that location where you stayed at, can you walk down to the where all the honky tonks are? You can walk from there?
Coach, did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
I said yes. You can walk down right there from your hotel.
Yep.
It's within minutes. So when Jamie's in Nashville, you should stay there because that's the best place. And they're all one-bedroom suites there. I mean, for families and stuff, it's awesome.
And you can walk down there to everything?
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Correct, sir.
Thank you.
Now you're just playing with me. I call you finally, and here. And
I'm sorry. I apologize. I missed you. I missed that voice. Go
Shouldn't
ahead.
have to put up with that kind of
I
abuse.
missed you too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I was listening to Mike talk about Reggie White. They did an awesome 30-on-30 on him a couple weeks ago, and everyone should watch that. His son was on there, his wife, and all that, and tells the story about his path from his high school days in Chattanooga, and then UT, and then his Eagle days, his Packer days, his preaching days, and all that. It's really eye-opening.
Yeah.
People should watch that. It's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Well, let me ask you, Miss Katie. Mike asked that question, pretty good question. Who did you see in high school that turned out to be maybe the best athlete you've ever seen? Did you see any superstars back in high school? Either you played with them or watched them play in high school, saw them in person. Do you have anybody that's up there?
I guess the person who actually played with and saw him play in person would probably be Travis Conlon. He played basketball at Michigan. He went to a rival high school, and he was actually on one of my first Little League AYSO soccer teams up in Michigan. His dad was our first coach, and he went on, like I said, played at Michigan, played in the professional basketball over in Europe and all that. So that would be the guy that I actually played with and saw him play in person. But around Detroit, I'd have to say it'd probably be like the Fab Five, like Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Bashan Leonard. All those guys would probably be the one. Or Damian Platt University of Illinois recruit that played in Mount Clemens. He was a running back for the Gators, and he just would get like 200-300 yards a game, and he was just something else.
Yeah.
Damian Platt, running back out of Mount Clemens.
Hey,
he was really good.
Can you hold on? We got to take a break. Can you hold on?
All right, I'll hold on.
All right, we'll hold on with Michigan Eddie. You know, I made a mistake about Johnny. They had him listed in the program, I think, 225, and he wasn't 248. He was 238. But this was back in the 70s. 238, you were a monster. He was bigger than some of the linemen. And his roommate was Ozzie Newsome. That you talking about an unbelievable, and you talking about a great Christian kid. He played the piano. He wasn't a kid. He was a grown man. But I'll never forget, we were having a good practice, Coach Jordan. I was in 10th grade. That's back when it was 10th, 11th, and 12th in high school there at Lanier.
Right.
And Coach Jordan made us all get out of the way, left Johnny there, and he talked about Johnny because we were having a hard time during 2 days. Practice was hot, and nobody really gave him a great effort except for Johnny. And he talked about him walking to school, everything he went through, and how he gives an effort. If we were all like him, we would never lose a game, which is true, but we all weren't like him.
We were all like him, yeah.
Yeah, we weren't like that. Anyway, Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on Bay County sidelines. Any injury, go see Chad. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. They got specials every single day. Pat, love the guy. Pat does an incredible job. Pat Perno does an unbelievable job with the city of Lynn Haven. The commissioner over there does a great job. You walk in this restaurant, everybody knows your name. It's like going to Cheers, that old TV show. Everybody knows you. They smile. They greet you. They're just wonderful people. You enjoy being there. The atmosphere is unbelievable. TV's everywhere.
He's got a lot of really cool regulars.
Oh, yeah.
That come in there. People that are in there.
Yeah. Great.
Every week.
People love it. I'm telling you. It's in Lynn Haven. Get out there and try it. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. You'll absolutely love it. Wonderful people there. Don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. And again, Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Woo! We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jeremy Prison, Michigan Eddie, and Wildcat.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
Did you know that the Super Bowl halftime performers do not actually get paid? David did. I didn't know that.
Just recently I figured that out, and that's basically because of all the promotion that they get out of it.
Yes, it's what they're getting paid is that brand equity and brand awareness. Apple Music pays the NFL $50 million.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job. It's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting your family.
Hello, this is Rick Vosser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore portable building dealer, Panama City.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending.
Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Y'all been waiting. You've been texting. You've been calling. He's back. The man, the myth, Michigan Eddie. And I hope his daughter makes a wise decision, picks a university that's highly successful in football, academics, and everything. Roll Tide. But we'll see. Somebody just texted me about Auburn. Yeah, we did talk about Auburn destroying South Carolina. As a matter of fact, let me go this real quick. We'll bring Michigan in. Alabama's 9-2 in conference play, number one at this moment. Overall record is 17-7. At home, they're 11-1. On the road, they're 4-3. Number two just got a spanking by the Auburn Tigers, 101-61. That's South Carolina. They're 9-3. Now they're tied with Auburn SEC play. Both are 9-3, both in second place. South Carolina's 24-1 overall. At home, they're 13-1. On the road, they're 5-3. Then you have the Auburn Tigers. They're 9-3, 25 overall, 13-0 at home. On the road, 3-4. Neutral places, not very good either. Auburn at home, unbeatable. Michigan Eddie, sir, it's an honor and privilege to have you on this program this morning to make our ratings go through the roof. You're a credible individual, a true American. What do you have for us today? What can you bring to the show?
Just go blue, baby. Go blue. Michigan's looking good. They dropped the preseason polls a little bit. The not so early or too early, whatever, because of all the coaching changes, but we'll be all right. And we're getting some NFL coaching talent to replace the ones we lost. We'll be all good. That's all I got to say. But our basketball program's a hot mess. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm always used to Michigan being good. Oh, before I get into that, let's ask Jeremy the same question we've asked everybody today. Who did you either play ball with, saw play in high school that most people would know? Is there anybody?
I've heard others answer this question. I think the one that comes to mind who's probably gone on to do the best, and ironically it was not the sport he went on to play, but I was the plate umpire for A.J. McCarron's last high school game that he pitched.
Wow.
We were sent out of Montgomery to work a 6A series in Mobile, and he played his ball at St. Paul Episcopal School, and they were playing Briarwood Christian out of Birmingham. I was crew chief on that one, and he threw game one of the series. They play a best of three up there, but he had a very live arm, for even baseball, and probably could have done well there, but obviously went on to Alabama, play football, win the national championship. But I know it was his last one because Briarwood won the series, and that was his senior year. So they
was his girlfriend there? When they married?
Catherine? No, I don't think she was.
No, she was
Auburn. Yeah.
I don't know they went to high school together or not.
I don't think so there. But interestingly enough, that series had two D1 prospects. I forget the kid who played at Briarwood, but he went on to Mississippi State. And, in the best of three, you talk about strategies. Went to the plate meeting, and those who know baseball know the home team brings out the card. And so I get the card, and I'm supposed to give it to the visiting team, and then the visiting team gives me their card. So I'm exchanging the cards. Briarwood coach doesn't give me his card until he gets the St. Paul card. They see that they're going to offset. They don't want to throw their number ones against each other. And so basically McCarron went out, won his game. The Briarwood kid who was going to Mississippi State won his game, and we were going to Saturday to game 3.
There you go.
Strategy.
Hey, Michigan, speaking of strategy, what did you think about the Super Bowl? Turn your radio down. Turn it off.
It is.
Like he would know this by now. You know all that good stuff I said about you? Forget that crap. Anyway.
My radio's not on. You're on Bluetooth, man.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Okay. I'll be nice now.
And then, by the way, that was the Sound of Freedom taking off just now. That was jet noise you heard in the background. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
That's okay.
Sound of Freedom. Anyway.
Thank you, sir. What did you think about the 49ers not taking and not playing defense first and going on offense? Or did you think that was the right way to do it? What was your take on that?
Well, it's a two-headed sword. You can look at one way and people are for it. You look at the other and people weren't for it. But I think the players not knowing the Super Bowl overtime rules is a foul for a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
That was a foul. And usually you play defense first so you know what you got to do on your possession, right? So it probably should have went on defense first and then went from there. But you got to stop them, and the 49ers defense didn't come up big when they should have. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, and then the special teams, the blocked extra point. I mean, like Moody, he breaks the Super Bowl record in the first half, and then loses it obviously with Bucker with a 57-yarder. But you have a blocked extra point, and I go, that's the ball game right there. I told Deanne and Lil Eddie, I go, that's the game right there. That's going to cost them the game, and it did.
Yeah, it did.
They should have won that ball game.
Yep. Well, they came out the first half. They looked really well, but they made so many mistakes. Didn't take advantage of the first quarter, moving the football, beat themselves there, and came back to bite them in the butt. And we said it earlier, Jeremiah, we were talking about it earlier. They were out-coached. The second half, Kansas City made the adjustments. Their offensive coach, their head football coach, calling offensive play was outstanding. They had some great plays designed against what they were facing, and they just, in my opinion, they got out-coached. And then he fires his defense coordinator. 49ers, Shanahan fired his defense coordinator, I guess, yesterday.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that.
I was too.
I didn't see a lot of issues with the defense, honestly.
I thought they played well.
Bottle up,
Who else can stop that quarterback?
Yeah, bottle up Mahomes. I mean,
good luck with that. Yeah.
I think the only defense that played well against the Chiefs, well, granted the ones they lost, but the Lions. They stopped Mahomes really, really good.
They did do a good job. Yeah.
So
I mean, Mahomes
anyway.
looked frustrated the whole night, and they kept contained on the outside. Didn't really let him do much with his legs. Forced grounding penalties. I mean, they had him flustered. So I was shocked by that move.
And then Kelsey bumping Coach Reed on the sideline. I don't know what. I know emotions get the better yet, but man.
Oh, wait a minute! Time out! Hold a minute. I got to get another vaccine shot. Give me a shot.
The mighty.
Anyway,
need a booster.
He didn't need any more boosters. He didn't need more boosters.
But all year long, it's been tantrums on the sideline from the Chiefs, whether it's Kelsey, Mahomes, or whatever, and that's uncharacteristic. I know they're passionate dudes, but you never seen them go off on little mini tantrums like they have this past season.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know. It is what it is. But they're a dynasty, though. They won. They proved everybody wrong. So
I don't think they're going away either. I think it'll be pretty good next year. They get another
Detroit, baby,
player.
FCDC, man. Detroit's going to be back, and I can honestly say that with some truthfulness.
Yeah, they're
and some
pretty
honesty.
good. They're pretty good.
They should have beat San Francisco and Santa Clara. They that was a choke job. So anyway. You go 24-7 in the first half and lose the game? Come on.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But does that go back to coaching?
I don't know. It was like comedy of stuff like that. That pass that went off the dude's helmet, and then Ayuk scooped it up at like the 2, and then just people were blaming Dan Campbell for not going for it or not going for the field goal or whatnot, but that's what got you there. So you don't change that. That's one thing about Shanahan. With FCDC, he didn't change his coaching philosophy in that game. Yeah. Shanahan changed who he was and went situational versus just staying what got him there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just go with. Sometimes your gut is the best indicator. Just go with your gut, man. It's usually right. Your conscience is usually right.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick. I want to shift gears real quick. Jeremy, you jump in here with this one, and then we'll let Michigan give us an impact on it. College World Series. It's hard to win the championship. LSU did it. They've won 7 national championships. They've lost some talent, but their roster is extremely talented. Can they do it again? Their odds out of Vegas are plus 750. I think in one of the big polls, they're ranked 5th right now. Florida's going to be really good. SEC baseball is second to none.
Vanderbilt.
Bring Texas in. Bring Oklahoma. Texas. It just got better. That's a year away. What does LSU win it again?
LSU is absolutely able to repeat. Baseball is such a fickle game that it is about when you peak, and you want to peak at the right time. They'll obviously be in the tournament. They'll play at home. What you want to do is make sure you're in the top 8 and you don't have to go on the road in a super regional. I mean, if you stay in the friendly confines of Alex Box Stadium and then go to Omaha, as they did, all the better. So that's the key.
Well, let's ask Michigan Eddie, a Big Ten man. What do you think? Does LSU, you know how hard it is to repeat anything, especially baseball. You think LSU can repeat as national champs this year, or do you think another SEC school wins it?
Well, Paul Skeens is a tough guy to replace, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So But LSU baseball is like king there. I mean, I know football is big there, but man, they love their baseball out there in Cajun country, right?
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: if any team is going to go deep in that tournament and win it, they got to take care of the arms of the pitching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been many great teams that didn't win the College World Series because the skipper didn't take care of the arms. If you don't have a pitching staff to back it up, it doesn't matter. You got to protect the pitching staff and not wear them out during the regular season. And I know you got to use them to get to where you want to be, but you got to manage those arms. Because if you don't manage the arms, doesn't matter how good your offense is, your pitching staff's going to let you down. And then you're going to bow out earlier than what you wanted. So it doesn't matter how good LSU is. If the skipper there doesn't take care of the arms, they're done.
And LSU and Florida do play this year in one series out at Alex Box. That's going to be interesting.
All right, let's take a break. Miss Yeti, you hang it up? Are you going to stay?
Yeah, I got to go. Organized talking to you guys. Love you guys. Take care. God bless y'all. Philippians 4:13. I'm out. See ya. Go Blue.
Go Blue, baby. Go Blue. All right. Get down to Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. Him and Lynn's had a restaurant since 1986, so you know it's going to be outstanding food. The new it's brand new on 15th Street. Great facility, home cooking like no other. It's unbelievable. Beef tips, chopped steak, spaghetti, meatloaf, you name it, they got it. The food's incredible. Specials every single day. Go check it out. Monday, Tommy's here every Monday. Go say hello to Tommy. Let him sign an autograph for you. Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. And don't forget the big back room. 25 people. You can have a birthday party, a business meeting, anything you want to do back there. Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. Also, don't forget the legendary J. Michael's. Restaurant is a legendary. Best seafood, coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Dr. Ward. Love those guys. Dr. Ward will be with us Monday morning. Jason will be here Friday. We'll be right back. Wildcat, take us out. Talk about our jewelry store.
Oh, you got to go and check out David Adamson Jewelry, 830 Ohio Avenue. Opens at 10 o'clock. Get that ring sized, ready to go.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
We're live from the J. Michael Studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For this afternoon and evening, some clouds and a high of 65 with a light breeze around 6 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, mostly clouds with lows around 53. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy most of the day except a slight chance of rain showers in the evening and a temperature near 63. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Really good to hear Michigan Eddie's voice. I hope he's doing well. a true great American military guy. I tell you, he is a great father, great husband, a great guy. There's another guy that's outstanding, is one of the finest men you ever want to meet, and his name is Scott Cochran. I really believe the success Alabama had goes back to a lot to what he helped develop at Alabama as a strength and conditioning coach all those years. And he was this guy on the sideline that kept him pumped up, fired up, ready to go. You didn't see that much after Scott left, Jeremy. It was different sidelines after he left, and I think that hurt Bama in some ways. I
think you're right. There was something even in those tight ball games, and there were a few. You felt his energy in the fourth quarter was a kind of catalyst to lock back in when the team and maybe the crowd at Bryant-Denny Stadium was a little nervous about what the outcome would be. But trusting that fourth quarter program, the conditioning, led to some victories, and this is certainly a dynamic that had been missed on the sideline just because of his outlandish sort of nature. So, AL.com has our article confirming that his office inside the Georgia football complex was empty, and that he had left, according to the university, to pursue other opportunities. So interpret that however you want to proceed. So.
You got time for a quick phone call, Coach?
Yeah.
Talk to Sean.
I hate that he's not at Georgia anymore. Kirby is really close to him. He's close. Very best. All of them are. The wives are really close. The families are close. It's a tough situation. When you're addicted to something, it's hard to overcome. And we'll talk more about this. Let's take a phone call. Good morning.
I guess he left.
Who was it?
Sean.
Sean, call back.
Well,
did he give his last name?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Sean, call back. I apologize. We waited too long for you. Should have got you on there early. I apologize. You see a good-looking guy. I shared this picture. You know this guy?
It's a good shot there.
Yeah. When he was in Alabama, he wanted to get on. And Scott Carr was a great man. I met his mom and dad at a football game. He had I don't know if they sold their place on 30. I think they did. I'm not sure. I got to ask Mark about that. But great guy. Got in a little situation in Alabama. Goes to Georgia. And Kirby gave him what he wanted. He was going to be the special team coach. He had maxed out about as much as you can make at Alabama being a strength and conditioning coach. He wanted to coach football. Where there's more money to be made there, especially if you work up to be a head football coach. And the way the kids love him, he might have worked up to that. Let's stop this and take this caller. Good morning, sir.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. I just had you on speaker. It's easier for me to hear you. Earlier I do deliveries, and I had heard earlier y'all talking about great players that y'all had maybe seen in person, and I know y'all asked Michigan Eddie, and I think Jeremy contributed with some people that he had seen, and I just had a couple of people that I remember seeing play high school football in Panama City.
Okay, give it to us. Tell us.
Yeah, they both were at Tommy Oliver, and I think they're both in the Hall of Fame, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember Emmitt Smith. He was either playing Rutherford or Mosley back, and I'm not sure if it was in the 90s, and he was with the Pensacola Scambia.
Yep.
And, of course, he just trashed everybody back then. And then the other one was Derek Brooks. He was a linebacker at I think Pensacola, Washington.
I think that's right.
He was. I remember. I know he was playing Mosley in that game, and I remember particularly this one play. They threw a screen. Mosley tried to throw a screen. And it was towards the middle of the field, and he just come flying like a dart and just leveled the receiver, and of course he went on to great things at FSU and Tampa Bay, and I think he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, and Danny Werfel played at Tommy Oliver when Fort Walton Beach played in the playoffs. Werfel ran
I probably saw Danny Werfel too. I forgot about him. And there were a couple of guys from Tallahassee, like Tamarick Vanover.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember his last name was Robinson. He was a tall, lanky quarterback from Leon. And both of them didn't really do much. I don't think collegiately or I think Vanover made it to the pros, but yeah, there were quite a few back in the heyday of Bay County football that came through, especially Tommy Oliver.
Well, after you saw him in person, which one stood out the most? Who was probably the best at the high school level?
Well, it was, I don't know, all four of those were just lighting it up. Nobody could, like Vanover, nobody could cover them or, run back kicks for touchdowns. And, I can't remember that Robson. All four of them were just, like like a man playing among boys,
Yeah, yeah.
And, but like I said, Jeremy probably saw some of those. I know he talked about coming over from Weewall when he was maybe a high schooler and coming over watching a lot of games at Tommy Oliver. And back then, I'm not sure when he was in high school, but I know that I think it was the 90s when Hardin had Rutherford for about 10 years at the the top of the there, and there was years when Mosley was really good, and I had some playoff games there and stuff, but and had teams coming in that, from left and right. They were, and Bay, of course, had its, years too, when they were, in the playoffs. And that was another guy I forgot about. There was a guy at Bay, but I don't know what he did collegiately, but he was Mac Pittman. I remember him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody wanted
Bay,
him.
And I believe he was a running back.
Yeah.
But he was really, really good. But I know that was just a few. I know y'all. I was calling at the end of y'all's show, but
that's okay. Yeah, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much for listening. Was this Sean?
Yeah. Like Jeremy knows me.
Yeah.
I don't usually use my last name because it's hard to pronounce, Finucane, but it's hard to pronounce, even harder to spell. And but so I usually just go by Sean. I thought of coming up with a cool nickname like Seminole Sean or like Michigan Eddie and all these other Jackson State Jeff.
We'll take care of that.
He is a Seminole, that's for sure. Yeah. So.
But anyways, I just go with Sean. It's just easier. But
he married a Tider, so
she's a roll Tider.
Yeah, you married good. You did a good job.
Yeah.
God bless her.
South Central Alabama girl, so she's
what's her first name?
As good as they come. Huh?
Cynthia.
Cynthia,
yeah.
Roll Tide, Cynthia.
Yeah,
good girl. I like her already.
Oh,
man. Hey, listen.
If I ever see you out and around, I'll introduce you to her.
I was at church. I went to the church. I couldn't get Jeremy to speak to me after the thing. He went to the back door. No, we went to the back door.
Y'all took off.
Me and Tommy ran out of there.
Yeah, I think I saw you that Sunday. You were down front a little bit on the left.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. He's a great preacher. He does a great job.
But he's packing them in there, and we love it. So and we love him and his wife and his family. So they're really we're enjoying their time there. and hope it keeps on going.
You're mighty kind, and you be careful out there getting around today.
All right, thank you for calling. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, another day gone. Tommy had to leave a little bit early. Had enjoyed today. I'll talk more about Scott Cochran tomorrow, but isn't that sad?
It is.
I hate it for him. He is a good person. You never know, man.
You don't know. And he's had opportunities that many would love to have. And just
Georgia lost 2 coaches recently. Anyway. All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Wildcat is out.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Andy Bertram. Andy, how are you doing this morning?
I have never been compared to Taylor Swift, and I hope I never am again.
You know you're prettier.
Is Ryan Mulvey ever going to bring back the bingo?
We have done everything we can to embarrass him.
Okay, I'll see the competitiveness. I'll see the passion and fire.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest